Good evening, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Allen Fans. It's Free on Friday, and this evening it's a little different as you can see Shaq and I in the same place. All right.
We in the building. We outside. We
So
inside.
yeah, we
I'm
are.
outside. He's inside.
Anywho, tonight we're going to talk about sports. If anybody saw the banner, you would see here that Kyrie is not going to take the shot. And we're not talking about basketball, we're talking about the vaccine. All right. So if you understood that clever play on words, that's big ups to you as well. All right. We got Wilfred Zaha in the building. I don't know if you're the real Wilfred Zaha. Thank you for shout out to you. Thank you for being an Island fans, man. Appreciate it. Good penalty. Last game you scored a great penalty. Hopefully you do well on the weekend. All right. It says you have to get ready for my game. Oh, okay.
You do
Understand
that.
it. Yeah, you do that. Okay. Let me see. And we see a couple other people saying some things here. Let me see. I'm definitely here for this Kyrie talk. Celtics fan, Jaleel. Yeah, we got some Celtics fans here in the building. That's good. You know, I'm a Kyrie fan, a big Kyrie fan, but I think he's the best dribbler in NBA history. That's what I would say. You know, but Shaq probably disagree.
Nah, I mean that may be for the dribbling, but
Mhm.
Kyrie has too much attitude, man. I really just want him to play basketball.
Yeah.
Really, that's it for me.
But how you doing, more? Everything good with you?
Yeah, yeah, they didn't invite me, so why not?
Oh, my bad, bro. Next time,
No, we have a
definitely.
social distance time.
I'll
Okay.
call, I'll call police on you, cause you see how close you are, be.
No, it's not a sleepover. It's just, yeah, I think. Right. I'm a little event here, but Island fans is priority, definitely. All
The
right.
show must go on.
Must go on, definitely. We said today said Shaq, you spot on. I guess it's about the carry
Yeah.
talk. Yeah, I actually, you'll see later on, I do disagree with Kyrie's stance on a lot of things. I really just admire him as a baller. You know, when he ready to go in his bag, just be prepared to get a little shake
Yeah.
and bake. All
Really
right,
is right down here. He
all
said
right.
it's always
Always
me.
me,
Yeah.
me. Yeah, definitely. All right. But before we get into that, all right. Well, we have a question here. Any free up Friday? Well, that's
Welcome to Free Up Friday week.
yeah, that's what it is. It's free up Friday. Okay. But before we actually get into vaccine talk and the NBA and players and what they're doing and what they're not doing, there was another topic that was really on our minds, as we're trying to work out, you know, the vibe concerning sports right now. And our thoughts were like, there's some players right now who basically still, in many people's eyes, have a lot of things left to prove.
Yeah.
Can you? Do you still have to do A, B, C, and D? And Suarez recently made some comments talking about what he's achieved. I think he mentioned he had two golden boots.
Yeah, Suarez.
Yeah, he
In
had
the
two
same era of
as Cristiano
Christie
and
and
Messi.
yeah, and Messi.
And we know that Suarez is a baller. So the question really is that you know some of these players, do they have anything to prove? In fact, we can go ahead and start with Suarez. Where do you class Suarez amongst the greatest strikers of all time? Maybe you give some thoughts on that, fan. Let us know what you think. Do you put Suarez, on the same level as Lewandowski, same level as maybe like Benzema, those clinical number nine, Zlatan, Drogba, those guys that get you the goals because he's done the business over year after year. But then for some reason, maybe because of the trouble he's gotten in, one he got with Evra and the whole racist thing, the trouble he got with the biting thing with Chiellini, maybe he's giving him a bit of a bad rap. What do you think about him, Moy? Where do you class Suarez in terms of greatest strikers of all time?
I mean, when you mention Suarez' name, he has to be instantly up the list. Top five strikers there is because even you mentioned the trouble that he went in with, biting the whole racist thing between him and Evra and getting
Mhm.
banned for a number of months. And we
Mhm.
still can't forget that he came back after that ban for the couple months that he was on and
Yeah.
still managed to show up and get those goals. So I
That
think
part.
there's a lot of credit. there's a lot of credit should go out to him because we see a lot of players that go to have some troubles but never come back the same,
Mhm,
and the arrogant still get the best of them, or attitude wise. But Torres came back,
mhm.
did what he had to do, and he's up there, one of the best strikers in the world there is.
Yeah, I agree with you because when you look at and even his quotes, and Josh, even if you can find those quotes, or more if you can find those quotes that I sent in the group chat last night, because it's important to understand that Suarez won one golden boot in, and like he said, in the era of Cristiano and Lionel Messi, when these guys, of course, we are saying that they are undisputed goats. We all claim them as the best, two best football players right now. And when you look at that, when you look at Suarez's time with Barcelona, then you don't even look at it as saying, you know what, oh, it's Messi. No, you have to call Suarez's name in that mix. You have to call Suarez's name in that mix because of how good he was. And then I think Suarez continued to show his quality in his latter years when he made this move to Atletico. I mean, I wouldn't say he single-handedly won them the La Liga last season, but he was a big part in that. And I remember Suarez at Liverpool. Suarez at Liverpool was crazy. Him at the same time when he was at him, Sterling and Sturridge.
Yeah.
Suarez has always scored goals, and I think that's a mark of a true striker. When I think you asked, should we put him on the level with Lewandowski and Benzema and stuff like that?
Mhm.
I think for real, Suarez has always scored goals, and he's clinical number 9.
Yeah. That quote you put, in our private chat is this. I found it more. This is Suarez
Okay.
talking. I'm above individual awards. I won 2 golden boots in Leo and Cristiano's era. I'm proud of it because I won it with numbers, not votes. That's a good point.
I
Solid
think he
point.
hit in the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. He definitely hit in the Ballon d'Or there. I scored 3 against Madrid without Leo. Interesting. Did something similar in Liverpool without Gerrard, and was Ajax captain at 21.
That's a
Numbers
stellar career.
that is.
Captain at 21.
Yep. Mhm.
Captain at 21. All those things that he made mention of there.
Yeah.
Doing this without Gerrard,
Mhm.
doing this at Atletico without Messi. Yeah.
Yeah. Even so, even the point you make that he got kicked out the back and then man go win the Spanish league. We know that Atletico would not have won that without his goals. And shows you that he's a clinical striker. Jalil says he's top 3 of all time. O'Neill says Suarez is on the same level as Lewandowski. I can't disagree with that. Yeah. And he says he's higher than Benzema and he's above Ibra.
Higher than Ben.
Ooh,
Higher than Benz
I
and
know.
above Ibra.
I don't know. Maybe the Ibra because
I'd take the Ibra one. I'd agree with him. Ibra.
I agree
Higher,
on the Ebro.
Benz.
higher than Benz. Benz too he's just always scored goals.
Yeah, well, let's switch up to Benz then. What else does Benz have to do? As I like to call him, Benzi. What does Benzi have left to do to get that, or does he have that respect? Is he a top 3 number 9 of all time? All time.
Oh, all time is a bit rough because then you start to bring in R9.
True.
You bring
But
in
then
R9.
I remember somebody made the point that how many people can say they were a Real Madrid striker as long as he was?
That is true.
They love to sell you left, right.
You talk about Raul and you talk about Benzema.
Yeah.
I can't remember a longest serving player scoring goals at a higher level.
Yeah.
Than
he's still this starting striker. Go ahead, Moy.
I mean, I have to add here. So we know Real Madrid is one of the biggest clubs there is in football, and I think that there's always credit needs to be given to the players when they have this longevity career at Real Madrid, because we know if you're not a good player, Real Madrid is going to instantly ship you out. And Benzema has proven that he belongs there. He was there with Ronaldo and Bale when they had the big 3. Ronaldo left, Bale ended up and wasn't there. Benzema managed to took up the mantle when they thought it would have been Bale or Vinicius came in, he would have been the one. But Benzema took it upon himself and and delivered. It
Yeah.
shows that in his goals for Champions League, in La Liga too. I think he gets the respect, but I don't think he gets enough
Mm.
as he should.
Is it because Moy that probably he's so unselfish? To me, I'd say he's probably one of the most unselfish strikers out there. You check out his assist record; it's actually pretty good. That he sometimes passes, especially during the Cristiano era. He wasn't trying to compete with Cristiano. He kind of said, "Look, right." Especially when Cristiano moved into a number nine position. He started out in the wing. When Cristiano is playing that number nine with Benzi up there, it was more like a partnership where Cristiano was the guy that was scoring the goals. And Benzi got his goals, but he was okay not being the main man. It's like when LeBron came to D Wade and Dwayne, it was like, I could hit you 30, 40 a night, but I got LeBron on my team, so you do it. If you need me, I'm here. Could it be that maybe Benzi just,
I mean, early in Ben's career too, I think he had a lot of injuries.
okay.
He had a lot of injuries, he didn't really. But then I think I'm seeing here Jaleel put top five in the last 10 years. If we can just shrink it down to the last decade, I think his name has to be right up there, Jaleel. I think I'm agreeing with you with that point.
Yep, definitely. I would say that at least in the last 10 years, he's a top five striker. But let's move over to some of the only goats. Let's start with Messi. He just got his goal there against Man City. Sorry to relive that, Moy. But he got off to a kind of a rough start at PSG. What does Messi have to do, or I can't say solidify because we already know he's a goat, but more so, what does he have to do at this point in his career for people to not give him a bad rap? I mean, he can't go down. What's a good season then for Messi this season? What's his lowest standard considering his career at Barca?
In terms of numbers.
Because he's scoring 30, 40, 50 goals a season.
Right.
Does he have to do that? That's the question. Does Messi have to score 30 plus goals at PSG to be considered on the same level he's always been considered?
Let me just say, Messi doesn't have to do anything else in his career to prove anything to anybody. But what could give him a big or major stamp of approval is the Champions League. I don't think he has to do anything in the French league. Messi don't have to play on the weekends. Come Tuesday, come Wednesday, whenever the games are on in the Champions League, that's when we need to see that real gold stand-up. And I mean, it's not going to... PSG lose in the Champions League with Messi won't take anything away from Messi, but it will surely add a stamp of approval, a seal of approval from those who have been hating on Messi. They would certainly have to put respect on his name after that.
We have O'Neal here saying Messi don't gotta do anything.
Yeah,
Angelique says Messi does not have nothing else to prove since he's winning the Copa America. But we can make this a good transition. Of course, he's compared to Ronaldo. If Ronaldo scores 30-something plus goals in the Premier League, then wouldn't that look bad on Messi if he doesn't do that at PSG in the French league? We have thoughts on that because, I mean, they know, especially if Ronaldo continues to do well in the Champions League. Would it look better, not better, like Ronaldo, that he's 36, I scored 30 plus goals if it happens in the Prem, and then he scored a ton of goals in the CL? Is that Ronaldo's benchmark? And if so, if he does it, would he then take that notch above Messi?
Well, let me just jump forward this straight. I mean, we already said that these two don't have anything else to prove to anybody else in the world. But I think two different comparisons at the moment. I think I could point out with Ronaldo. You would love to see his fairy tale, go back to United and get them that trophy and start to put United back on the map where they belong. And Messi, you expect him to go to this French league where PSG continues to be dominant. You don't expect anything less from them to not win the French league. And if he doesn't win the Champions League, it's going to be said that PSG brought Messi to win the Champions League, and that's going to be something just over his head like that. But
Yeah. That,
I don't really think it's that. He has to reach the Champions League final. It's Champions League or bust anyhow.
Mm,
but boy, you say that, but I disagree because for one, y'all, you know I'm gonna say it's a team sport. It's a team sport, and you're
Yeah,
only as good as your whole team, as the weakest man in your team. Messi going to PSG, even if they don't manage to win the Champions League, I don't see how it brings Messi's level down, or it shouldn't bring Messi's level down. I think what you said there is correct in terms of that's going to sell papers because they're going to say, "Oh, Messi, they
yeah,
brought in spent X amount of money on Messi, and what did he get you? The French league, the Coupe de la League. I think
true. Yeah,
that's their cup over there.
yeah,
But that's only for papers.
true.
That's only for papers.
So he has to win the seal. He has to win the seal, and that's the minimum standard. If he in the two year contract he think he has, if he doesn't win the CL,
Nothing happened.
failure.
No, Messi can't fail. Messi can't
the
fail.
media talks wise, it's a fail from the media standpoint. But
Mm,
Messi standpoint, I don't think that it is. You know, I mean, you're looking at it. It's not like he's forced to move out of Barcelona. It was a free transfer that he had to end up and go over. So it wasn't really any other choice. So I just think he just go there to play. But
mm,
media choice is gonna always slander him. You know, it's Champions League or boss if you can't do it. Or Ronaldo went to other team, dominated in other leagues. That's what is gonna be said. You know,
yeah, but
but
they're gonna,
Messi still
they're
leading.
gonna.
Messi still leading Ronaldo because Messi
But
went on the ground for a free kick. So that man see.
I saw that. I saw that. Talk about humility. But I mean, switching to Ronaldo then now. Um, Ronaldo has one less Ballon d'Or, and to many people, to some people at least, not to me,
I
you know,
mean,
having one more Ballon d'Or than Ronaldo is like, okay, well, you see, one's the goat over the other, is a clincher. Does Ronaldo, maybe fans can say this, does Ronaldo need another Ballon d'Or to, you know, what does he need one? Just that's the question. Does he need another Ballon d'Or to make any more claim on him being up there as one of the goats? Does he need another Ballon d'Or? Thoughts on that? Or are you good?
I don't I don't think so. I think winning a championship at United would
Yeah.
mean more to him than winning a Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
yeah,
Solid point. Solid
yeah.
point. Definitely. Solid point. We see Julie say winning only changes his status. If Ronaldo came to United, didn't win either, still the same
Yeah, it's
for
still
me.
the same.
All right, still
Don't change anything.
that's that. All right. It's a question, just a question here about Messi, because some would say that, like for instance, with the Pep scenario, Pep went to City to win the Champions League, and at some point, if he doesn't do it, I think in his mind, that's what they pay me the big bucks to do. So I mean, I guess it all depends on that. We have somebody here saying, Adonis Henry say, "Hey, Katya." I don't know which Katya you're saying hi to, because there's two of them here tonight. So
I'm more the great one.
probably more than likely. Let's switch it up since we're on the Ballon d'Or topic. Then, um, Noah. Some would say, especially that World Cup year, that he probably should have won a Ballon d'Or. Um, does he have anything left to prove as a keeper, especially with his form in recent years? What do you have to say about Noah from a keeper standpoint?
To prove,
Hmm.
no.
Top five, top three?
Oh, goalkeeper?
Yeah,
Certainly.
top five or top three?
Indeed.
Three.
Top three.
Three.
So
Agree.
you have to put Buffon up there, right?
Right.
In the top three.
Yeah,
Okay.
Buffon.
And then you have to put who else?
Neuer. You put there.
Neuer.
And
And
who
who?
else could you put there? I mean, and they're saying that
I
I'm
put
saying
I
I'm
put
the
Casillas up
word
for
you
sure.
mentioned. Who that?
Casillas.
Casillas.
Casillas is a shout.
Check.
check. Van der Sar, he's won the Champions League,
Right.
Premier League titles.
We're talking about recent years.
Well, we said all time, right?
Oh, all time? Then you have to throw Lehman in there. You have to throw Seaman in there.
Dida, put him in there? No?
No. Well, just good. Yes, Dida has to go in there. Dida has to go in
Remember
there.
that other goalkeeper from Bayern, Oliver Kahn.
Kahn has to be in there. Has to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Khan too. Khan and Bayern Munich days. Those are some solid years.
Jelly is saying they don't think Buffon is top 3.
Yep. Oh, he must have meant Julie said Schmeichel. Yeah,
Daddy Schmeichel.
Daddy Schmeichel, of course. Yeah, all those titles at United, Champions League at United too. You know, he had that as well too. So you see, there's a lot of good keepers out there.
Yeah.
But what would then be the standard for a keeper then to be considered, you know, on that level? You have to win the Champions League. You have to have a great international career. Is it the same thing as everybody else? You have to have a certain number of clean sheets. Just generally your defensive record, your save percentage, something like that.
I think for me, when I think of a goalkeeper, it's longevity for me.
Okay.
How long can you do it at a high level? How long could you be dependable for? I think that's one of the greatest marks of Czech.
Yeah.
Czech was able to do it. Van der Sar was able to do it long. Even Buffon was able to do it years and still doing it.
Yeah.
He's not one of the big clubs anymore. But Casillas is another one who did it for a number of years. Yeah, I think it's longevity for me. And how dependable can you be, especially going in the latter years of your career?
Yeah. We got Julie was saying here, Neuer definitely top 3. He has a trophy on every level he does. And this is why I think he was robbed that year when they won the World Cup. I mean, you should have given him that. The man don't win everything else. That was the minimum standard for everybody else. He win everything at club level. You know, and then the man then on top of that go on and win the World Cup. But it's like,
but Neuer doesn't have a Euros. That's the only thing he doesn't have. He doesn't have a Euros, right? Yeah,
he doesn't. So I mean, yeah. All right. We have someone saying here, "Hey Josh." Okay. Oh, hello. Hi. All right. So let's move on then. Let's talk about, since we had the Ballon d'Or topic then. One recent Ballon d'Or winner is Modric. Some people think he didn't deserve it. Some people think he did. You know, after his performance with Croatia and then his club level form as well too. They say, you know what? Give Modric the Ballon d'Or. But then some would also say the other players within his time period and his position were better.
in his team.
Probably even in his team, you know. There are even suggestions that Toni Kroos could actually even be better than Modric the entire time. They both playing in the same midfield. Even when you look at Toni Kroos's international form, you see you can compare it then to Croatia with Modric. So the question then really then is, does Modric have to win another Ballon d'Or, or maybe lead Croatia to another great run, or I don't know, or maybe a few more years of Real Madrid? What does he have to do to get more respect, or does he have it?
He has the respect. I mean, let me just point out, none of those things don't happen ever again. Now win another Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
Now we take Croatia nowhere else. So that's not happening. But I think he has the respect. Respect. I mean, he's certified at what he does. Simple. He's certified at what he does. But then but for me, can you match him up with some of the great midfielders? You know, we've been calling names. Yeah. Could we put Modric in the same class as Scholes, Zidane, even Kaká? Vieira? Could you put him in Lampard, Gerrard? Could you put Modric into that mold? If you can, then he deserves the respect that he's getting.
Yeah. One thing you made a point though is about longevity, and at his age, he's still keeping people out the side because you're not Real Madrid. You know, you miss two step, the man done ready for Sadio and bringing the next young hot midfielder. Yeah, they got the Camavinga, but I'm still seeing who does Camavinga take out of that team? Casemiro, Kroos, Modric. Don't really see. I mean, I know he's one for the future, but Modric for sure still keeping his side at his age because he's young, only be like 30 what?
Maybe 34.
Yeah, I mean he definitely up there, you know. So I mean, to me, as long as he keep his spot at Real Madrid and he continue to ball on that level, I don't think he can really rely on anything else to prove his status. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Yeah, go ahead, Mo. You want to say something?
Oh, I was saying I don't think Modric status will change because even self winning the Ballon d'Or, you know what? Nobody expected him to win the Ballon d'Or, so that's a plus as a surprising player to come out and win the Ballon d'Or. And I mean, once again, longevity in a Real Madrid team, you gotta give it to him. He's still doing it at
Mhm.
such an age where you would normally say that okay, he's about to decline. There's no way he's staying in that team next season because for the last 2 seasons, I think Valverde is trying to sneak into that team, but Cruz and Modric, you just can't manage to get them out.
Let me ask you then, Mo and Josh.
Mm.
So is Modric underrated?
Yeah, yeah. You, you know what I think about it. He's that kind of player. He's almost like like how Kawhi is. Don't really see anything about them in the media. He's almost similar to that, but his game do the talking also. But he's not a player that scores a lot of goals, so you see you pinpoint him right there, make all these brilliant tackles like as schools would do and those kind of things. He's just a balance in between there.
Mm. I would say the same thing too. I think like I'm gonna say this carefully, like Jorginho, I think what they do on that level consistently is world class. What they do, you do it week in, week in, week out. But the point is that it's not as flashy. It doesn't score. He doesn't score big goals. You're not seeing behind it doing any crunching tackles. But I think what's underrated is the ability to complete passes consistently, link up play, hold the ball, dictate play. These are character traits that I think are underrated, and that's what he does very, very, very well. And Julia here saying, yeah, their job is
So important.
is so important. Indeed, it
You
is
was talking
very,
about you was talking
very
about
important.
Modric is like Verratti. You were
Yeah,
saying Modric is like Verratti.
who I think Verratti is. Oh my goodness, he's such a good player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely one player.
Yeah, he is.
He just stay fit. That'd be that. All right. Um, we let's move to basketball. This is the same problem here. Does LeBron have anything left to prove? Does LeBron have anything left to prove?
I think when we talk about proof and
Mm-hmm.
what they have left, I think it's more on the media. I think it's the media is gonna
Exactly.
push something like this. But for me, LeBron, no, no, because I would say LeBron is a for me, LeBron James is one of my. It's probably it's the god. See, I have nothing left to prove for me. I mean, I was wondering if I wanted to say so just now. Confess he's my god, but yeah, he's my god.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I was just gonna say I don't think there's anything left for him to do. I think that he's done all that he um he needs to do. I don't think he needs to win as many rings as Jordan. Um, and he's about to pass Kareem on in terms of I think he has to score like what 15 points per game over the next 3 seasons or something that he has to pass Kareem, and he's not going to do 15 points per game. Okay, right? So I mean, point is that I don't think there's anything left for him to do. And he's done. He one thing LeBron did do was that in an era that has been absolutely incredible in regards to scoring. In an era where we see the Golden State Warriors doing what they do, he came through year after year with good teams and with bad teams, and definitely step up and did what he had to do. So I mean, yeah, bringing a trophy at Cleveland, his hometown, in last 50 years was big for the city. It was because Cleveland don't get a lot of
Yeah.
trophies.
In any sport.
In any sport.
In any sport.
He's definitely.
And you know what the thing
there for
too,
sure.
Jaleel, for him going back to Cleveland after the fans would have burned his shirts and all that, when he decided to famously take his talents to South Beach. For him to go back and to do that, Jaleel, yeah, I think he's rubber stamped his legacy, not just in Cleveland, but in the league. You're going to talk about LeBron for years to come.
Yeah, you will. You will
Question.
continue.
Yeah, y'all think that LeBron has in his back of his mind that he has to reach Michael Jordan or even reach one ring behind of him to be considered up there with Michael Jordan, or it's just the media just overblowing it again.
It's numbers, no more. It's numbers. And I always say you can't count titles. I don't think titles is something you can use. You can't use titles as a yardstick.
Not the only thing either. Because I mean, LeBron he was the main guy in all three of the titles that he won. He was the
and
main
how many
guy.
years consecutively did LeBron go to the finals?
He's always bringing teams to the finals.
True.
And so, I mean, yes, you can't discount the fact that Jordan, was the top player in all 6 of his finals, right? He was. But at the same time, though, that's why you can't put people like Horry and so in there who have titles and so, because they weren't the main guy. They were on a team. But I think the only is saying here that losing to Mavericks is staying in his legacy.
Oh,
I hear you.
I think so.
But he did win 2 titles with Heat, right?
I don't think he's supposed to lose to that.
He did win a title. How many
he won 2
Lakers.
He won 2 with Heat. 1 with Cleveland.
It's 4 years.
He won 2.
Yeah, he won Lakers, Cleveland, and 2 with Miami, right? Yes, it's 4. Yeah, so
what, 4 in 7?
Huh?
It's 4 in 7 he has.
I think it's 9 times LeBron went to the finals.
I think it's 9.
Because I think he lost like 4 times alone to Golden State.
Yeah,
When
he did.
Looking at that though, winning 4 titles in 9 finals. I mean, and you're going to finals consecutively. I think that's still impressive.
It is impressive.
Spot.
It is impressive
because I think it's underrated. We don't give it the value. We don't give it enough value. Just making it to the finals year upon year upon year.
Sure. Which is why I think, and there's a side note too, we can't discount though.
Somebody saying
that.
40.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay, all right. Well, we have to fact check that.
Yeah, is it that much?
All right. One thing for sure is we can't discount that year though Dirk was just unstoppable. All right, Dirk was determined.
I still don't think they should have lost to that.
I mean, that's but yeah, I mean, he was on a clinic that day. But I mean, for real though, I think it was the first year they came
right, and that's what I was about to say. You can cut them a little slack there on the ear.
Just a little bit of slack. But speaking of going back to back, what about Curry? Curry has anything left to prove? I mean, he has 3 titles. I think he's about to be the all-time 3-point scoring leader. I think he already has the title for the most 3-pointers in a season made. He's won multiple 3-point shootouts. I mean, even one year, the year we won unanimous MVP.
Yeah, nobody else has done that.
Nobody's done that. And on top of that, too, that same year, he was even compared to Jordan that year. The numbers he was putting up that year.
Even last
points per game.
Even his season
last year, too.
Underrated.
When he had a bad team.
Yep.
And he just kept putting up 40 after 40 every night by himself. No dunking, no under the rim, just pure, unadulterated 3-point shooting. I mean, his percentage stayed the same, even though he wasn't getting the same kind of look. And that's what I like. I like the fact that he adapted his game, because when you have Clay on the court, you get more space. Because you have to mark Clay. Clay will shut down somebody defensively, but offensively, you have to mark Clay. And when Clay is not there, everybody in that court know that Steph is gonna shoot.
Right.
And when you still put up 40 every night and your percentage is still in the 40 percentile, I mean, what does this guy have to do? The greatest shooter of all time, hands down.
What I think is the biggest mark of Steph Curry's career is his selflessness. The way how he is not afraid as the point guard, he gives up the rock and he runs all the way around the court. He's rolling off of screens here, screens there, and then spots up to take a three. I think that's an underrated quality of him, of his. And I don't think another star is running around the court that much.
That's true.
I don't think he would do all the dirty work there. I don't think so.
Yeah, he had to do he had to do a lot more to get his shot, but that's been his game. What I find is that the older he gets, the better he seems to be getting, which just seems amazing. You know, in fact, I was just watching a video yesterday about Clay. Everybody was saying, well, when Clay comes back, is he going to be effective? But then the commentator was saying they don't realize how little energy Clay uses to take his shot.
Yep.
He doesn't use a lot of leg strength. He's mastered that form shot so perfectly that you don't even have to jump now.
Dribbler either.
Nah. So then just to get to his spot, take that shot. I mean, those guys could definitely put a clinic on the NBA for the next 2-3 seasons. And so I don't think it's a foregone conclusion, you know, as long as Clay comes back fit. We see just here saying here, Curry was regular players, and within 5 years, greatest players of all time. He was never a player that people look at you right. 5 years ago, yeah, I mean, he was a good shooter, but then he just blew up, man, and just went to a different level. You want to say something?
I was going to ask, so then you said maybe the next 2 to 3 years. So a lot of people have been saying, I've seen it online, that they think that the dynasty, Golden State dynasty as we know it, is over.
Yeah. They had that 5 years there where
they're just straight finals.
Yeah.
Is Golden State's dynasty? Is there a run? Can Golden State make another finals in the next 3 years? Let's give them 3 years. Could the Golden State Warriors make another final?
I think so. I know a lot of people don't agree because they're looking at what LeBron did over there with AD and Westbrook. They're looking at what has happened in Clippers, you know, with PG and Kawhi. And the West has always been incredibly strong.
Right.
But I think people underestimate how incredible Klay Thompson and Steph are when they're ready to shoot you out the park. As long as they get the right pieces, I'd say at the 5, maybe even at the 3, you know. Like right now, I'm hearing rumors about Carl Anthony Towns going to Golden State.
That'd be a good move.
Yo,
that'd be a good move.
I
personally wanted Greek Freak not to sign an extension and go to Golden State.
I wanted it too. A lot of people thinking that it's not gonna work, you know. There's some legitimate. I heard an actual, you know, commentator making the point that, and even giving some analysis, he doesn't know for sure because that hasn't happened. Say he doesn't think he would work because of the fact that, you know, the Greek want too much of the ball, and people just assume that, you know, he's just gonna drive to the basket and kick it out to Steph, and Steph is just gonna shoot. Yeah. But I'm thinking that sounds like a pretty good strategy to me, though. I mean,
you're not gonna stop that.
And then if you say you're not gonna double the Greek and you're not gonna double Steph, Clay can still hit you 30. So I mean, I think that could work. But if somehow they were able to get Giannis and Carl,
that'd be unfair. That'd be unfair for the league.
Probably.
I mean, even if we're looking at it, let's say Giannis did happen to go to Golden State. We're looking at these deadly pick and rolls, even if, because what do you do? You roll to Giannis or do you go and mark? Because either how it's crazy because Curry can still knock them from deep. Giannis rolling, we know some alley hoops or whatever there is. And it's crazy because even if Draymond is right there, he's a very good playmaker. That is
very good.
And Clay is still open over even if you try to double team. The options all over.
Yeah.
You have to stay at home and Curry and Clay.
Because when you when you do that pick with Steph and Giannis roll, Giannis is going right to the basket.
Yep.
Okay, so
and you have a decision to make.
Yeah.
Are you gonna stop the 2 or stop the 3?
Thank you. And then now, if you say that Giannis driving, Giannis would kick out. You know what I mean? He said Ben Simmons would. It would work. It would work for the same reasons as Giannis. It would. I know they're not the same player. They're not the same player. But Ben Simmons has incredible Magic Johnson kind of vision. Okay? So he can see the floor. Yeah. And he scores all his points in the paint. Say it again, what? I didn't hear that.
No, I agree with you, and their defense would gradually increase again because he's a very good defensive player.
He's very good at that too. I even heard rumors that they might consider it.
But how mobile is he? Because they're very fluid. Ben Simmons, because they move that ball so quickly. Can he keep up with that pace?
Yeah, I think the problem with the Ben Simmons thing is he can't shoot, right? And you're on a team that can shoot.
He'll be a struggler.
Yeah, so everybody gonna know
because who is ever marking Ben Simmons could then double step.
Yeah, so that's why somebody has to clear the paint, which is why I still think they would need a big man to be that dominant force down low. So let's say if you can get Ben Simmons and Towns, if you can somehow get the two of them, because you need a bigger piece. Unless what's his name?
Wiseman
stepped up.
I think he can.
Unless Wiseman steps up. That's
think he can.
But the Dame talk was strong for a little while there. I don't know how they're gonna buy out
GSW.
I don't know. Yeah.
I can't move for that.
I don't think so. They can't pay him.
Steph just signed a max,
Yeah, they can't pay him. But I mean, he wants to move though. Dame does want to move.
Dame. I think he's gonna give chance to try. I think Dame is willing to give chance to try. No, he's still in Portland.
Portland?
Yeah, I think Dame said, I think he's willing to give chance to Bill to try.
One season.
But he's been faithful to that.
He is
just like how
and they've been faithful to him. They pay him a lot of money. You know?
Because nobody didn't attract anybody else.
True. That's the problem.
Attract anybody
else. That's the problem.
We need Dame at Knicks.
Yeah.
Dame at Knicks.
I'm saying
Dame to the Celtics would be trouble.
I would like him in New York though.
Who does New York have?
He would really be good at New York.
Randall.
We have Julius. We have the best player in the world, Kemba Walker, and Derrick Rose.
You have what the dude name? They got RJ Barrett.
Yeah, and what's his name? He's been scoring a lot of points for them right now.
Yeah, Aaron Fournier.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Fournier gone there.
Forget his name. Somebody mentioned it. He had a great playoffs last playoffs. I forget his name. Anyway, one is Huh?
Randall, you're talking about?
Thank you. Yeah, Julius Randall. You mentioned it? Yeah. Okay. I thought you said it. Yeah, I didn't hear it. But yeah, Julius, boy, I'm happy for him though, because when he was over by
He's a Celtics fan. He said he would like Dame. They have to give him too much.
Yeah. But I mean, Dame is worth it. Dame is worth it.
Dame and Tatum, and even just a good big man. Adding to Dame and Tatum would be.
They would have to send over what the name though.
Marcus Smart.
Yeah, and Ting.
Oh, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, the two of them would have to go.
Can't.
And they definitely not trading Marcus Smart. He is a very good option.
Jaylen Brown is good too. I think he's a quality baller.
Two of them good defensively as well.
Yeah, they have really good wings.
Yeah, definitely.
They have really good wings.
So D Rose though, youngest ever MVP. I mean, man, he had such a great start. Injuries mess him up. We had a whole show about that. Fans, you can go back and check about that. Injuries in basketball, injuries in sports in general. That was a good show. But at this stage in his career, he's had a pretty steady run in the few teams he's gone at. What does D Rose have to do at this point to even make it Hall of Fame? To say, hey, look, I've had a good career. What does he have to do right now to kind of cap off his career?
You know what? Let me give you a name. He has to be the Andre Iguodala to Golden State on a championship.
That's actually brilliant. That's pretty brilliant. I mean, that's true. I think that's the best comparison we
That's
could
true.
possibly make.
Okay.
He has to go to a team and be a Iggy,
Has
because
to be.
Iggy got that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Iggy was at 76ers, and when you think Iggy, you think Dunker,
Yeah.
and then he go Golden State and end up being a key player, win Finals MVP, and so. I mean, think
Yeah.
about it. I mean, it's
And look down
amazing.
and sign him back again. D Rose.
Yeah,
That's one of the careers for me that make me sad.
yeah,
You know, when you talk about the LeBron Big Three in Miami, you have to remember D Rose
yeah,
and the battles they had
Yep.
yeah,
in the early rounds of the playoff and
yeah.
conference semifinals. If it wasn't for that Big Three, maybe D Rose would have won the championship
I tell
already.
you. Especially when I hear rumors that when D Rose was at Chicago, there were thoughts about a big three starting at Chicago with LeBron.
Yeah,
LeBron,
there was that talk.
yeah, there was some talk there.
Mhm.
That could have, imagine how all the basketball would have changed
Yep.
had LeBron gone to Chicago
And
instead.
you know, I was watching. I think when we did the show with the what made you cry in sports.
Yeah,
I was watching over the video when one of those times when he got injured. I think maybe it was the first one. The game was done.
yeah,
Why did Tom Thibodeau leave the man on the court?
yeah.
The
Yeah.
game was done.
I remember that. Remember that. I remember watching the video with D Rose, man, when D Rose found out he was being traded.
Yeah.
Yo, that one was rough, boy.
Yeah.
That one, it was rough to watch, boy. It really
Well,
was.
that's investment right
Yep,
there.
yep, yep. Considering where he was and what happened. Good one.
I heard y'all was talking about trade and tough. I think y'all remember that Harrison Barnes trade while he was playing the game on the bench and then he found out he
Yes,
was traded
yes,
during that
Yeah.
yes.
time. I mean, how do you do a player that bad?
I hear the comment. I hear the comment is. I mean, I don't think it's any got any ill intentions. That's just how the business go.
So, yeah. Yep.
Because then more, if I trade you, more if we're playing when football's open, when we can play ball again, and I tell you, come and play for my team tomorrow. I'm stopping you from playing any game the day before, because I know I'm basically paying you no more. And if you get injured on that court tonight, the trade already gone through. Me solve for the rest of the season.
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
I get where you're coming from, but I think why it blew up like that because it didn't seem like he was a player to get traded, and then it seemed like it just happened within a space of like hey, I
Mm.
want Harrison Barnes, like a quick 5 minute thing, deal is finalized, you know.
Then that's how the market works.
And I heard Shaquille O'Neal make a point about this, and he's saying that he doesn't like the fact that he think that this it's a business and you have to respect that, okay? But certain players need to get the respect of at least getting a card.
I think that's spot on.
Get a card, say, look,
Yeah.
we trading.
But
You know what I mean?
right, and to that, I think that's what LeBron has done. That will go down to as a notch in his legacy.
Yeah.
Is giving players power.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he decided to take a stance on some beat, nobody else would have done that,
No.
Most times you see the organization have the power. You go where we want you to go.
Mhm.
Right now you see most stars
Mhm.
running their contracts out so that they can decide on their future.
Yep. There's a good point here, but Jaleel says, boy, Celtic did something similar to Isaiah Thomas. That's a sad story, too. Because he was going to get the max contract, and then everything changed, and he had to get himself since then. But then since any something coincident, I think this is why I hate Kyrie, But let's transition to that as we try to close. That Kyrie is basically saying he's not taking the vaccine. He's basically saying that, I'm not doing it. And there are other NBA players that are saying the same thing as well, too. And, Shaq and I have talked about it at length, and it's our opinion that people should be free to take or not take the vaccine. It should not be forced upon anyone. We've always maintained that, But I think there must be a balance. We were saying that there should be some kind of balance, because if the NBA shuts down, there are a lot of jobs for a lot of people who need that money.
Not millionaires like Kyrie.
Exactly. The people who clean place, the people who get up every day just to do the basic jobs to keep all of these franchises working the day to day, the guy who work at the
behind the
tickets,
scene.
behind the scenes people. They need this thing to be running well. If this thing is down, it's gonna hurt a lot of people. And some cities in the economy,
Yeah.
they're dependent upon the team in their state to function well. And so that's an important point there.
Yep.
So when we consider these things, sorry for that fact. When we consider these things, I think basically there are a lot of other NBA players are saying, look, Kyrie, if you don't want to take the vaccine, then maybe you shouldn't be in the NBA. You know? I mean, find another job. Simple as that. And I guess when a lot of the people, a lot of credible people are saying that taking the vaccine lowers your chance of spreading it to other people.
Right.
Taking the vaccine,
Hospitalization.
helps a lot of people in terms of being able to play in certain cities, the laws in those cities. What are your thoughts on that? Let's start with Moy. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, concerning NBA players, especially high-profile ones like Kyrie, not taking the vaccine.
First of all, I agree to that. It should be whether you want to take it or not. But I think the NBA, how they're putting forward this, it's still a problem because I don't think they're being straightforward as they should. Because I'm hearing that the state of New York that they want their players to be vaccinated and they can play all the home games, but they cannot play the away game. And
Mm,
that's where it's like a tricky situation because if the NBA, if you're going forward on something and want to be stern on it, you have to go forward and not have any lead weight. So that's where Kyrie has some, basically you could say, power in that aspect right there. Because if they're not being forceful with what they have to do, like take the vaccine because you can't play any games, but it's still halfway. He can play away games, which it's ridiculous.
Right. I get that, Moy, and I understand the point. But I'm asking, what this is my question. When I think about all of this, can you afford to just be nonchalant about it
mm,
and just say, you know what? Oh well, I just won't show up to work. Yes, I agree that it should be. If you want to take it or not. I mean, I am I'm way past it right now because I'm thinking, who here will feel, as we say locally. If you get it and you don't take the vaccine and you die, then so be it. That's on you.
yeah, it's on you.
That's on you. But then when you look at Kyrie in that situation, in that sphere, having the name that he has, I think that there is a better way to go about it. I don't know if the league can meet somebody halfway.
Mhm.
Maybe just say the mandatory testing, because I think that's a good option.
Yeah.
If you don't want to take the vaccine,
Yeah.
then you have to, even if they want to make it strict, because the NBA, they play games like they have back-to-back games,
Yeah.
and some of them they play
Yeah,
maybe the most nights.
Yeah.
If you have to get tested every 2 days or before every show, that time of show, every game, then that's how you have to be. You can't just tell me take the vaccine and that's it. Then the NBA can try and meet those, because O'Neal mentioned 90% of them
Yeah.
is vaccinated. Then the other 10% meet them halfway.
Yeah. But you're just saying here, and Ashak say, you take 200 million from the people and them. You better go take vaccine and stop the problem.
There's enough education there now, man. I mean, you're going to give vaccines a new grant.
Yeah.
Vaccines are new grant.
Technology is there and so forth. And again, we're not saying that we're taking away anybody's rights, Again, we're making the point clear that if you don't want to take it, that's your prerogative. But understand that there are consequences for actions. That's how things are.
That's a very good point.
And you have to accept the fact that these are the people in them rule. It's their organization.
Yep.
You work for them.
Yep.
If you don't like it, nobody forcing you.
And this is the world we live in.
Yeah. If you don't like it, Kyrie, just go. Just do something else. Maybe start your own league. I don't know what. Y'all can do your own thing.
See what happens.
But then you're holding up, or at least causing issues, and potentially even making certain other people unsafe by your choices. And then when that starts to affect people's way of life, we're going to have some serious issues. Some serious issues in that. We see Hitler saying, "Good morning." Sorry, good morning. Good morning.
Oh, I was saying, and I think that, they mentioned in the comment about 90% of the league being vaccinated. I think that plays a very important part because you're going to say like majority rules, and as Shaq say, you come and meet halfway. I think if it was in a case like that the league is struggling to get these players vaccinated, I think that he has a point there. But safeguard, you have to safeguard others if
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, I think the league will move on without him
I
at
think
that
so.
10%.
Yeah,
So I
yep,
mean, and I think that he's run the risk of not getting paid
yeah,
because this is the rules.
yep, exactly.
Or it just
You
can't
know,
work for me.
yeah, and
Yeah, I think New York is yeah, the league is saying New York is strict. New York now meeting halfway when the whole team is vaccinated, but you. And he says here New York City is strict with this vaccine thing, and that's the issue. Bars just get rid of Kyrie, and that's the problem. Yeah, and Lyndon is saying well said more. Lyndon saying well said more.
yep,
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree. I mean, this whole vaccination thing is a
Mm,
big issue, but we have to understand, and this is just my personal belief. You have to understand
mm,
this is the world we live in. It's not just USA is being affected by COVID.
mm.
Everywhere in the world is being affected by COVID. We've seen other countries
Yep.
able to function normally. We've
Yeah,
seen them able to open up like normal, no masks and so.
yeah,
Because of what they've achieved the herd immunity already.
yeah,
And I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, go everybody take the vaccine. A blanket. I'm not gonna say that. But I'm saying that do your research.
yeah,
And having done your research, because I think there is enough information out there already, having done your research, make an informed decision based on what you have read. I mean,
yeah,
and not just read, talk to credible people too.
yeah,
Talk to credible
Yep.
people
yeah,
in the field, and you can get a better grasp of it rather than just say, oh, because I heard Bradley Beal, and I thought he was very immature with the way how he's going about it. In the press conference, he was saying, oh, so you can catch COVID too, and you have the vaccine. Okay, we know that. We never said it's going to create immunity from the
but which
vaccine.
vaccines do? I mean, if you don't understand, and that's what
And
understand
this
what
is not the
vaccines
first
work.
ever vaccine.
I mean, it's like, have you studied what vaccines do? I mean, this is not the first vaccine. We have other
Yep,
vaccines. That's like saying, I get the flu vaccine, I'm gonna never catch the flu at some point in time.
exactly.
You're gonna get it, but then the point is the vaccine then helps you fight it.
But that's like wearing a seatbelt in the car.
Yeah,
If you wear a seatbelt, you
exactly.
can still get an
Yeah.
accident.
And why?
And
It's
I, but
possible.
then you juice. Go
There you
ahead,
go.
boy.
You reduce your chances.
You don't even have we don't even have to use the vaccine analogy. There's always different analogies, as Jacques says, with the seatbelt and the car. We can even
Yeah,
add in the bulletproof vest that these officers go out to wear. You know,
And the
it
food
helps to
is
reduce the impact of the bullet
yeah,
when it sinks.
yep.
And it's just a lot of examples that you see. It doesn't help you from not getting it. It just prevents you from being wet.
yeah. And I think Julio puts a wonderful copy in it. He says, fellas, not everybody is educated. Yeah, some people living in fear, and many people don't want to be educated. They want to live in a world of conspiracy theories, which we need to stay away from. Let's stick to the facts and remove the feelings, and remember that there are other people who are affected by this, and we need to do our best to try to get back to some semblance of
When
normalcy.
I think about this, my last point.
Mhm.
When I think about this, I'm thinking from an ownership standpoint. I can't if you're not vaccinated and you like Granny Shaggy, he's not vaccinated,
Mhm.
and so let's say he will get COVID. Everybody can catch COVID,
Yes.
but you will catch COVID and you will have the worst of it.
Yeah.
And then you're out for 3 weeks, maybe even 3 months. Because if you need a ventilator,
Yeah.
then maybe you're out for the whole season. What happens to me in that position?
Yeah.
What happens to my team?
Yeah.
So you look at Nets. They spent a lot of money to win that chip.
Mm.
Kyrie goes missing just because of a vaccine issue. Derail all their plans.
Yeah, their plans. They have to rethink everything, financially as well too, and everything is affected. As I say, we all have decisions, and everybody has.
I really love your Celtics, bro.
Yeah, it does. And so it's still an ongoing topic, and I know the NBA is going to do what they think is in the best interest of themselves.
Money.
Because they lost a lot of money already because of COVID, especially the bubble thing. Yeah, a lot of money was lost that year, But
Yeah, Facebook is wild on here.
it is. I try to, sometimes you just gotta stay away from this stuff, right?
Facebook
Because
is
you just get
wild,
vexed,
bro.
But we're gonna close with that. It'd be great. More, you gonna say something?
One quick thing. There's this other excuse that people using in the basketball world. Why they saying things about vaccine now if they had the whole playoff and whatnot in the bubble. So it's like, what's the difference? Just make them go play and get tested. That's another thing they're using because the vaccine is being popped up now.
You can do both. You can get them tested and you can get your vaccines too. We can have a nice even balance so that we do our best to keep life. We have to accept the fact COVID is here.
Yep.
Okay? It's not gonna rock to go away tomorrow. All right. We need to live in a world with COVID and do the best that we can. All right. Great commentary from everybody. Great stuff from all of the fans tonight and everything that you said. With the original topic where we talked about the first topic, we talked about those that whatever less they have to prove. And there are lots more players we could discuss about that, but the ones we discussed, some of the best players in the world right now.
That's why I was getting his flowers.
And then we talked a little bit about basketball as well too, in the same realm. And we're looking forward again to seeing what the league will do with regards to the vaccines. And we can have ourselves a good NBA season because it's looking pretty promising with what's happening in the East, that's happening in the West, the potential Nets versus Lakers final, which everybody wants. So let's see what that's about. Maybe Bucks and Golden State may have something to say about that. You never know. So we'll see.
I don't know what's going on. That's the top for next. I don't know what's going on in Philly.
True.
That's a mess.
Yep. And Clippers, what's going on there?
Yeah.
They need to do something and soon. All right. So, thanks everybody for joining the show tonight. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let everybody know what we're doing here in Island Fans. Schedule Thursday night show, Friday night show, Monday night show, and next time you see us, will probably be Monday night where we review the games that will happen over the weekend. Games start bright and early tomorrow morning, Atlantic Standard Time, 7:30 here in Antigua, and of course, make sure you pay attention in those weekend games. So you come on Monday night and give us your views on everything related to EPL football. Good night, Moy. Good night to everybody.
Yep.
And again, have a
Come on, you Gunners.
have a great week.
Have fun, Island Fans.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.